Up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time. What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up. It's morning time.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. How are we all feeling today? It is Thursday, April 30th, last day of the month. April's over, y'all. Morning, Whiskey Jack. How you doing, buddy? How's life? What's going on? What's your latest project going around? I think the last thing I had seen was you were like trying to revamp an old elevator. Did you ever finish that? I don't think I ever saw like a follow up to that. Um, Maybe I missed it, dude. Algorithms do algorithmic things. So, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Who do I got in the audience? Who's hanging with me this morning? I did finish that. Just started a big deck project. Yeah. And weren't you doing like we're doing some engine work on something, right? Maybe that was just a quick fix. Gonna be a month or two probably. Nice, nice, nice. Good third fry morning. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, he is. There he is. But only if it has protein or fiber in it. Ryan is here for the weed, y'all. This fucking guy. Look at that. I post one little video and it just blows up. That's gonna be my viral moment. Is me asking for some weed. Good stuff. I wouldn't have known unless this amazing humans flex his video editing skills. That was all AI. Don't even like, and that's what stops me is the AI videos look weird. Like they're like it crops it strange. So like at the end of every stream now, when I close the show, it asks me, "Would you like AI to generate some clips for you?" So every now and then I click yes, but then I forget to go in and like listen to them and see how they are and like do anything with them. And it's a bit of a uh like a haul to get it from StreamYard over to X, at least as far as I've figured out how to do it. My thought was to maybe get on a call with Bag or someone to try to figure out, if there's a better way. Crops and then zooms in on right? It's weird. And it's even worse when there's two of us on screen. Like when there's two of us on screen, it like doesn't like there were videos where like Jason would be talking, but it would be zooming in on me because like maybe I let out a laugh or something. Good morning, Oz. How you doing? So it's just, it's rough. The work that Anne and Ryan and everybody making content does to get those videos, even the videos that don't look good, posted and out is hard work. So hats off to them. I don't even have a hat, but hats off to them because they're doing something that I just, yeah, I just couldn't. I just can't fathom that stuff whenever I look at it. So this is what I think I can handle is AI clips. I'll attempt to listen to them throughout the day. I'll make the attempt because I think I kind of have it down now. I essentially have to download them and then from the file section on my phone, the download, like because it doesn't download it as a standard iPhone movie, then from there I can click post or share to X. But then like tagging people is very difficult. So it's just, I'm sorry if I didn't tag you in a funny moment that you were involved in. I know there were a couple of you involved in the weed moment yesterday. We had some fun. Of course, when I share your comment, the vertical screen cuts off 90% of your comment. So it doesn't even matter. So yeah, that's no fun. That's no fun at all. Guys, not third day in a row, but third time making notes. I don't know if Ryan's here. Ryan has the attention span of a that can only be measured in nanoseconds. That's a movie quote from one of my favorite movies of all times. If you can figure that out, we're best friends automatically. So Ryan's attention span can only be measured in nanoseconds. But if he's still here, Ryan, I've been taking notes so that I have like a script. It's your superpower. Yeah. It's your greatest strength and also your biggest weakness. Holy fuck. Guys, you see what just happened? Good morning, Ann. Ann woke up, guys. Because same thing with Ryan Turner. Because I put a clip about me asking for weed, both Ryan and Ann are like, we gotta jump on the show. Because now Dominic's got our attention. Yeah, look, Ann, I'm making notes. I think this is part and parcel has to do with because of uh Tom, my one of my biggest changes this year is how much of a fan of Tom Gervasio. Look, if Jay can't say it right, I don't have to. But I'm a huge Tom fan. And Tom has been talking about notes. So I'm like, oh, I'll try this notes thing. So yeah, I now have a piece of scratch paper next to me when I journal in the morning. And as I'm journaling in my journal, I take some notes because I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just talk about this stuff and have a little bit more structure. That literally, guys, the lack of structure on this show is what made Ryan run so fast away from it. Don't tell him that. It will go to his head. Yeah. Everything I tell Tom I want it to go to his head, like, on purpose, but he doesn't he barely listens, he tunes me out, right? You know it's true, right? Don't lie. Um, but yeah, this is my notes page. So I got a little section about, like, a little recap of my day yesterday, a little monthly recap list because we are at the end of the month, so I did wanna kinda I asked ChatGPT to help me come up with some bullet points on some stuff that we learned this month in the Daily Dad reading, and then I have the section about the actual reading so I can do the reading as one of my good friends
Don't do
will say
the
to me all
reading.
the time. Yeah, yeah, girl, we got to do the reading. We do, we do. Was that notes I saw? Yeah, yeah, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna get some notes. You better take notes for tomorrow's show if you're gonna come on live with me. Fridays with MP, guys. Fridays with MP has become a new thing. Um, take your notes, buddy. Do it. I want to know. So we'll go real quick because we got some distracting people in the audience. Don't stop commenting just because I call it out. But my day yesterday was very interesting. Good, quick work day. Met someone about an in-home sauna. I've never done like an in-home, like built-in custom sauna for someone, and we're looking at doing one on our project. So much information, so many questions this guy asked. But the meeting went well. He was super nice, so that was cool. Let's just fast forward. I get home. I grab Brooklyn. She's in a better mood today. Not as much drama as yesterday. So that's good. She's a little like hyper and amped up and wants to tell me a story. That's always fun when your kids tell you a story. It's not always fun when your kid tells you a story about how her and her friend they both get to school early and they like to go hang out in the park before school. There's a park right next door to our school. Um, and as they're walking to the park, there's a creepy guy in the parking lot who says, "Hey girls, how you doing?" It's not always a fun way to start the story. Story continues, they walk away, they say fine and they walk away, and then all of a sudden there's a creepy guy who looks homeless like on the playground. And then he's got and let's use the word creepy in the context of a 13-year-old girl. So I would probably look creepy if I was hanging out in a parking lot or in the park at what is this 7:30 in the morning. And, and apparently the guy in the park had like a she called it like a she called it a flamethrower or a torch or something, like he was trying to start a bonfire, in the park. So, they did what, we all teach our kids to do is get out of there, like, go to school. But she was very amped up and excited to tell me that story, and, I was like, "Okay, good job." Like, be aware of your surroundings. Like, you see people like that kinda give you a weird vibe, keep them in the peripheral, keep them in the corner of your eye, constantly turn your head to see, like, that they've moved or haven't moved, and, you know, just get out of there. You can go to the park tomorrow. So, that was Brooklyn's story. Bentley. So I got Brooklyn, Amy got Bentley. Forgot the kids' names. We converge on the casa right around the same time. I'm out there uh, getting the stuff out of my car, and then Amy and Bentley and I remember when you creepily podcasted from your. Yeah, right. He's starting to stream. He's starting content. He's starting to make content on how to build a bonfire anywhere out of anything. So yes, you could stay warm no matter where you are, even in a park parking lot next to a school with girls interrupting you. The girls were interrupting him, is what it was. That's why he was looking at them strange. She's like, I'm trying to create a source of heat for myself in my temporary housing, and you're interrupting. You're on my patio. Like, get out of here. It was definitely my daughter's fault. I'll make sure to let her know that a nutritionist and father of two in New York um, said it was her fault. So Amy, Bentley, and I all go out and start doing some gardening. We are looking at finally tuning up the planter in the front of our house next to our driveway. It never seems to want to grow anything. It's got this one like bush or tree that just like is it seems to be the only thing that grows there. So we tore that MFR down, and it's one of those things where like I always think like you should be wearing gloves, and I never do it. And now I feel like I have all these little like thorns or like micro scratches in my skin and my hands. So you see me doing that, that's what that is. Uh, yeah. So we did that. That was my like little home task, family outdoors task. That was good. We spent like an hour extra out in the garden. That was nice. We channel my MP is what I've been trying to do. When we did gardening last weekend, I took that as an opportunity to throw worms on my wife and boys. Oh, nice, nice. Have a little fun. Have a little fun moment in there. Yeah, I didn't do that. I don't think that would go over well with my wife, but we definitely have the thing where we're like, "Hey, Bentley, can you water?" And we both tell him like, "Don't get yourself wet." Like, and then like 5 minutes later, he looks at me and he's like, "I'm all wet." I'm like, "Take your clothes off, bro." We're on the front driveway, but take your clothes off. Finally, all the vegetables in the garden have begun to sprout. Nice. This guy's making vegetables because he sat here for 100, 200 mornings listening to Ryan talk about fiber and vegetables. So good job. Fight for family. Then Amy had to get Bailey. The notes actually take longer. Weird, right? Um. Anyways, Bailey comes home. Her and mom are in the car in the garage, not getting out. Bentley and I were like hiding inside the house with the little like balloon foghorn thing to like scare them as they walked in the door. Literally, the balloon kept deflating and we kept blowing it up and it deflating and kept blowing it up. And finally, we went out there and I guess they were having like a really deep talk because Bailey's having relationship and boy problems with the same guy as last year. Like she's still not over him. Looked like they were going to rekindle. Apparently, they were talking again. And then now he said they're not talking anymore. Who knows? The life of a teenage girl. Uh, we're just going to skip all this other shit then because we got to get to the recap and we got to get to the reading. These aren't notes. This is funny storytelling. Well, I was writing notes about my storytelling. Can you see? Look, it says up there Bailey boy heartache, Brooklyn better mood, creepy guy, funny story. Those are my notes, dude. All right. So I asked ChatGPT to help me recap the month, right? I don't remember 30 days worth of reading. This month's show, this month's theme was Master Your Emotions, Lessons in Patience and Self Control. So patience is right there. Today's reading was all about patience. Today's reading, feeling happy I got only boys. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a unfair statement right there, dude. That all in one sentence could be a nightmare, right? Yeah. Could in a better mood, creepy guy story. 100%, dude. Well, that's what made me laugh is that she was in a like a very visibly better mood. And I think it was just because she had like a cool or interesting, funny story, you know? Like what Ryan's saying, like these aren't notes, this is funny storytelling. Like when I come on here and I have something to talk about or something to tell you, it's a little bit more exciting and fun versus if I was just, didn't have like if my life wasn't just a movie, I don't know if y'all feel this, but I feel like my life is just a freaking movie. Could spend the whole 30 minutes just talking about my life just yesterday alone. But no one wants to hear that shit. You guys didn't come here for that. You guys want to know about my take on the reading today about patience. Today's reading, just another swift punch in the gut, kick in the nuts, whatever you want to say. Clip that one, Chat GPT, or it's not Chat GPT, it's fucking StreamYard AI. Just another swift one, like a swift hit of, hey, dude, you're not a good dad. It's like everything in the reading was like my life is like I'm incredibly patient, incredibly understanding. Like I listen intently. I'm a great communicator. I'm all these things at work with my clients and my subcontractors, like especially my subcontractors. Like I am so patient with my clients. I'm so patient. But when I get home, oof, man, I don't even like just like if you had to ask my wife, like, what's your husband's worst quality? Like, it would be that, like, he's very impatient or something like that. He's very short with the kids and with me and the kids. So he goes from 0 to 60 like that. He goes from just chilling to, like, all of a sudden he's upset with everybody. So, this was a rough one. This is a reminder. This whole month being based in patience is a constant reminder that I need to do a better job, that I need to work more on myself and my parenting and my husbandry. Is husbandry a word? Let's call it a word. But also, you can't have a good take. You don't. Yep, exactly. That's what I was getting at. Like, I think that was her thing. Is like normally it's just like we go to the park, we go to school, life's boring, blah blah blah. But this was that's horses. That's horses. Is this like a you learn in German from Anne? Is this like a oh, dude, that's not my sausage. I don't know. I listened to the Is It Canon podcast, my absolute favorite podcast, and teaches you German phrases that make no absolute sense. And you get to weave them into your day and just have people do that little thing that dogs do. They're like, hmm. So that's not my sausage, guys. Uh, all right, let's see what ChatGPT came up with the recap of the month. Make the transition from work from home. We know that one. Yep. Pause before reacting. Let's go. I'm gonna post this. So I'm not gonna. Life is no pony farm, y'all. Nope, it isn't. Misbehavior can be a sign of safety and trust. That was a very like twist your perspective, like reframe what's going on in your household, like that. Look deeper than just the hitting the sibling, the making the mess, the talking back. Kids feel your energy more than your words. 100%. We know that. Little sponges, those kids. Look at Dylan. There he is. Horse. I get what I understand. Ryan bleeped himself out. Got it. He didn't want to go red in Twitch. I get it. Give your family your best, not what's left over. That was basically today's. Is you know you look, we all have to be patient and understanding throughout our day when we're working with someone, when we're working for people. I think most of us, um, you know, anyone that has a career, a job, needs to make income for their family or themselves. You're going to have to work for or with someone or a bunch of people, and so whenever you're in that kind of interaction, especially if they're giving you money, got to be patient. And we just have to be mindful of the fact that, maybe patience is finite. Maybe we don't have enough of it to go around to everybody. But that's not to say uh, don't that you don't give it to your kids, that you don't try harder to give it to your kids. Treat them like your clients or your subcontractors. Respect them, listen to them, give them patience and grace and understanding and all that stuff. And again, I'm guilty of that every single day. Husbandry is the science or practical practice of cultivating crops and breeding, raising livestock, animal husbandry, as well as the careful, thrifty management of resources. Okay, that's what I'm doing, right? I'm cultivating crops and breeding, raising livestock. My crops and my livestock are my children, as well as the careful and thrifty management of resources. It's exactly what we're talking about, is being careful and thrifty with my resources, like my patience and my understanding. I used it perfectly. Thank you for confirming that, Ryan. I really appreciate you. The small things won't matter, your relationship will. These are bangers. I should figure out a way to do something with this. And we need to connect because I need to ask you questions about clipping and editing and doing all the fantastic stuff that you do, like for this, right? I think we've said a bunch of times, we're in episode 568. I think we've all said a bunch of times, like this show, this show here, it does something. I know it does a lot less with just me, but that's just me not giving myself credit. I think it's valuable. And I think if there were clips of it, like I've already noticed in the two clips that I put in there, the secret is lots of time. I don't have time. Fuck that. I'm out. Um, like I listened to your podcast this morning, and I know how many times you must have had to clip to get that 20 question game down from 7 minutes to 2 minutes. Must have been so tedious. I used to tell myself that outside the house, I'm performative, but at the home, I can be myself. And being myself can be not being patient. And then I had to realize that being an a-hole at home and being amazing performing, yeah, it's a tough thing because like you said, like at home you can be more of yourself or you feel safe. And we kind of had that in the reading where misbehavior can be a sign of safety and trust. So our kids misbehaving in the house versus in school, like when you say like we've said that many times to our kids, like you would never do that in school. Like my wife has had she volunteers a lot at school, and she said before, like our kids are different when they're at school. And it's like, yeah, because it's not as safe and as freeing as home. Like there's more structure and more rules at school. And, you know, do you really would you really want that for your kids? Like, would you really want that for yourself? Would you really want to come home and feel like you had to still be performative, like still be like you had to walk on eggshells? Like I think plenty of people go through that in relationships. I think I have in my own, where it feels like I'm, being watched, studied, or judged, and I have to walk around on eggshells. And it's just about working through all of that, and figuring out what is the important things to maybe change about yourself or to maybe adjust. Yeah. And or what are the things that you can still like do and feel safe? Like what are going to be the hot buttons with your wife or your husband? What are going to be the hot buttons with your kids? Like for me, it's definitely like Oz said, like being an a-hole, like just because that may be what I want to be or feel like I can be when I'm home safe, it's not a good thing. Like it's not a good thing for my kids. It's not a good thing for my wife and our relationship. And so that's one of those things that we obviously should work hard to squash and move on from. That's what I've felt, the calling from V Friends to, I've always felt that people were nice, kind, and respectful here, gave each other plenty of space to, talk, to celebrate wins, to grow, all that kind of stuff. And I wanted more of that in my personality, so that's what always draws me to it is like how much, how good and warm y'all feel versus, what more of like the real life relationships that I have, like they tend to be more erring on the side of negative, a-holes, like that kind of stuff. So, all right, let's check the notes real quick. We already talked about that. Give more patience to your wife and kids. Yep. Used up all the yeah, all this stuff. And literally at the end of like my recap of the like reading, I wrote the word damn it in all exclamation points. Cause like at the end of it, I was like, damn it. Like the whole reading like was like it was so tough. It was just one of those ones. And then I also read the Daily Stoic book, and the tie-in there, or like a line that I saw in my Chat GPT recap with my Stoicism was, "My character isn't proven in peace; it's revealed in pressure." I thought that was like a cool quote that he wrote. My Chat GPT is mostly a he. Um, Basically saying that I think there's a part of me or a part of us that searches for like peace and tranquility and like a happy home and all of that. And that's, when we think we've won or something like that. But in reality, life is about um getting through the pressure situations, getting through the hard moments, and then the reward is like a job well done in like a gardening thing or a home project or getting your kid through a relationship issue, getting you and your wife through a relationship issue. Like I think I had kind of recapped when we came back from vacation. I recapped the vacation this weekend, and as we were leaving to vacation, was that just frozen there? As we were leaving to vacation in the morning, hustle and bustle, like everything that could go wrong went wrong. It was a very trying, like, get out of the house and get on the road. And then even when we got on the road, we were having talks about our daughter and our parenting that in most years or most situations would turn us completely sour and against each other, and we would go into days of not speaking to each other. But because of all of this, like my my work here with you guys, all of your help and assistance, my journaling, my work on my relationship with my wife, we actually got through all that, and we had an amazing weekend together, which, as I reflected it on Monday, I was like, good job, like well done, sir. I can't believe you turned that around because it was a shitty Friday morning for sure. So, thank you all. Appreciate you all absolutely more than you can ever know. I mean, you probably all know, but like Ryan for sure, this guy raising it, he's still raising his hand, y'all. I don't even know what his question was, or if he has a question, or if he was just saying, like, I'm still here. But biggest of all, shout out and love to this guy, who, changed my life completely, along a list of a bunch of other people who have. Dylan, my fly on the wall. But Ryan started this shit. Ryan put this all together. Ryan, laid the groundwork. And, he, talked me into coming up here, made me feel safe up here. And then, look at me now, Ryan. Are you so proud of me? I just did 31 minutes all by myself without stopping. I never thought I could do this shit, guys. It's crazy. And then there's just been real tremendous growth with between me and myself, and me and others, and me and my wife. And I owe so much of that to Ryan. So thank you for coming to my I Love Ryan Turner Fest. We will replay this one all day, every day, and just tag him constantly. Yeah, that's Thursday's show, people. Have a great day. Enjoy your family. Practice patience. Try your hardest to come back at the end of the day from whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's just editing videos of a weird bald man. Um, and give your kid and your husband, your spouse, your wife as much patience as you possibly can. And we are going to be back here tomorrow. He didn't confirm, right? With maybe MP, maybe it's M. He might be already starting to take notes, I think is what it is. And we have a new topic. We have a new month. Tomorrow's May. So I'm excited to figure out what that is and what we will be reading about for the next 31 days. But again, thank you very much. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Everybody have a great day. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your time. I appreciate you. Bye, y'all.
What's up, bitches? What's up? Wake up.